really sorry. This is going to be in 3 parts. But I had to do it. Okay, so the very first time I'm hearing about this woman, and that she had a crush on my husband, I definitely made note of it. I knew she was old enough to be his mother. I just made a note of it. You know, it was something that I will never forget. Okay? I mean, it didn't bother me. I wasn't worried about it. I just made a note of it. I made a note of it. And it did seem like Brian was pleased about it. You know, he either was getting a kick out of it, or just, you know, it made him, I don't know. He liked to be admired and you know, he liked to be, you know, he liked it. He liked the attention, whatever, he liked it. I mean, that was obvious. It wasn't something that grossed him out or disgusted him. No, he liked it. He was proud of it. Proud that Mike's mother had a crush on him. Okay? I promise you he was. Okay? No doubt. Okay. I'm just thinking, when I was working at the Hometown Mobile not that long ago, I had a coworker who, same deal, old enough to be my dad, who, you know, it definitely had a little thing for me. Told me that his dick still worked. Maybe he thought I was wondering. I wasn't. And you know what? I did not feel pleasure at his little crush on me. I felt disgusted. I just thought, ew, I would never do that. But you know, guys don't think like that. They never do. There is no woman and any lady parts that they think about and like not have some excitement about it. That's what I think. On the whole, for the most part. For real. Doesn't matter who it's attached to or what they look like or anything like that. Doesn't matter. You know, me and Brian, we are so not the same. We are so not the same. He tells little stupid lies for no reason, and I'm a truth person. Some of the shit he's done to me, just wait till you hear it. He doesn't seem to have any, you know, remorse for when he hurts me. No feeling that he should maybe apologize or feel bad for me or feel bad for what he's done. No, he always tends to excuse himself, and he really likes trying to blame it on me, as if what I do forces him to make the choices he makes and do the things he does and say the things he says to people. Somehow, it's my fault for everything that he does. Yeah, that's what he tries to do. He never wants to acknowledge and accept his part and his mistakes and his downfalls and his, you know, faults. No, he doesn't want to accept that. He always wants to come out shining. You know, he's always the good guy, the hero. You know, the one that everyone can admire. The reality? No, you can't trust what he says. I can guarantee you he can't, because I know, I'm his wife. I've watched him tell people shit. So no. And as far as loyalty goes, his loyalty is to what pleases him. Abso-fucking-lutely. What pleases him will get his attention and focus. Not the one he vowed to. No. And if he ever, like, when I was, okay, I guess I won't get into that, but just, you know, that's the difference between us. I would feel bad if I did something to hurt him. And I would apologize. Him? No. No, he either denies it or, you know, gives some bullshit excuse that doesn't make any sense, or blames it on me. Yeah. Just wait. We'll get there. Just wait. Okay, so where are we at? When we moved where we're living now, and we ended up, because, okay, with that money that from the fire, that woman with the house that we were living at, she hired Brian to fix up the house for her, because he could do that. And it was tough because it was like a 2-hour drive from now where we're living. So he had to like stay there, and he didn't have his license. But, you know, he was doing it to help her out, and she was paying him. But she really became mental. Like, I don't think she wanted us to leave. She kept on asking me, like, I'd post a video to Facebook, and she'd say, "Is that my basket in your video?" Like I had taken her shit and brought it with, no, none of the shit I have is yours. In fact, you have our shit. She had stolen cords to like cameras and shit, weird shit. A gumball machine that we had bought for Brody. Yeah, a bunch of shit. It's like she felt like she had, like, you know, have everything, and you know, we had somehow stolen from her. Like, it was fucking mental. She was harassing us. I had to block her from my phone because she would not stop texting me. I told her, please stop. We've got nothing more to say to each other. Please stop contacting me. And she would not. We finally ended up in court. And what she was saying about me to the judge thought she was ridiculous. She should have just kept her mouth shut. Because the more she talked, the more he was disgusted. And she tried to say, I've never harassed them. And he goes, and she's the one who printed out all of her messages between us. And she gave it to the judge. And he's like, yes, you did. This is harassment. This is fucking harassment. He didn't say fucking, but he was like, this is harassment, absolutely. And he granted us, I think it was a 2-year restraining order. I'm telling you, mental. The only thing I ever did to that woman was give to her. Honestly. I always did my best to make sure that I was, you know, keeping up my key, you know, what do you call that? Paying your keep or whatever. I always made sure that, you know, I did as much as I could to give back for her allowing us to stay at her house. I did everything in my power and every cent I had. I really did. And so did Brian. Brian did too. He you know, would do, you know, whatever she needed, whatever she asked. We never did anything like that she could complain about. I mean, to my knowledge, never stole a thing from her. Never destroyed any of her shit. Just the opposite. So I was glad that even though it happened through that fire, which was traumatic and, you know, all that, at least it was the thing that allowed us to be free of that situation. I didn't like the place that we got. I didn't like it. I hated it from the get. It was very country, you know, which I wasn't used to. I'm a city girl, you know. I like sidewalks and being able to walk and get somewhere. Here, you can't do that. You have to have a vehicle. If you're going to get to a store, you need a vehicle. You know, it took me a while. That first year, it was tough for me. It was. I wasn't very happy. And me and Brian, you know, I don't remember a lot of it, and I didn't have a phone that I could, you know, look at to see what was happening at that time, like videos and stuff. But I do remember one thing that happened. It wasn't long after we got there, and again, trigger warning, talking about abuse. I want to tell you that there's probably a lot of times that I have totally forgotten about that Brian has attacked me physically, and I've totally forgotten about. And the reason I say that is because I found some videos recently about telling what he did to me, which, you know, left a lump on my head, and I would have never remembered that if it wasn't for that video. So it tells me that there are things that happened that he did that I probably don't even remember. Has to be, because there always was that fear that I had of his rage. But this is what I remember about it. I don't remember what it was about. I'm sure it was just something I said, because that's always what it is. I will say something, and he either doesn't like the words that I used or how I said it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes for him to get these crazy eyes and come after me and make me shit my pants. And this one time, I don't remember what ticked him off, but I do remember I was holding Flynn in my arms in the kitchen, and he smacked me so hard that I fell to the floor, baby and all. Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to prove to you that happened. You just have to take my word for it. I do have some messages from me to him reminding him about that. I do have some messages from me to some of his friends telling him about that, because you know, where I would hide it all before, these past couple years, I've totally changed that around, and I no longer hide shit. I no longer hide that. So, you know, when I was trying to tell these people the reality after so long, and they weren't listening to me, I was giving them examples of things that he has done to me. And that is one memory I had, because I was holding our fucking child in my arms. And he caused me to fall to the floor with him in my arms. And you know, that's, of course, nothing that the children will remember. Brian does, or did, do well at attacking me when the children weren't, you know, going to be seeing it. And of course, they were so young too. They wouldn't remember that. But anyways, yeah, he did that. And I'm sure there were more things. That was right at the beginning. But it was hard. You know, we were kind of stranded here. Brian did not have a license. We did have a vehicle, and all of the driving was on me. All of the appointments, all of the shopping, everything. And, you know, that first year, it took a while for us to accumulate things. And I wish I'd see, I don't really know the time frames. But maybe within a year of living there, I realized that where we were living was actually right down the street from where a childhood friend of mine, who had been my best friend for a lot of years, grew up. And we had, since, you know, ended our friendship, we had done that a couple times. But it had been a while. The last time I had heard from her, actually, she called me when I was having Brody, and I thought it was weird, and, you know, we didn't reconnect. But being close to where she grew up, it made me just think of her, and I reached out to her, and that's when I found out she had been messaging me as a different person, and I had no idea. To say she was kind of obsessed with me, it wouldn't be far from the truth. It wouldn't. So, you know, it was weird, whatever. But I rekindled my friendship with that person while I was living where we're living now. And I'm going through a lot of videos that I have right now, because I'm going to be getting to things that I want to start sharing and showing you the old videos and everything that was going on during those times. But I think I'm going to stop right there for now. I'm really sorry that this is broken up into 3 parts, but I'm just trying to have something to post while I'm going through all the evidence of everything, and it's going to take a while. But again, thank you for listening. I do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be back on here soon for more of the story.